feel like I'm representing so many young women of my descent that it's important for me to show not only for myself and to prove myself, but to prove all of us. And I think that's what's allowing me to hold my head high when I go there is I know my worth and I know who I'm supporting, and I'm there to make everyone proud.
This is UMBC Careers Unleashed, where we unleash stories, insights, and expertise to support you on your career journey. Let's dive in.
What's up, Retrievers? We are back with another episode of your favorite podcast, UMBC Careers Unleashed. And we have got a treat for you today. We have got in the house none other than the boss lady herself, Shriya Menon. Don't you like that? Like,
Yeah, I feel so special. Thank you for having me. This is
I feel like you're gonna bust out of the what is it? Where the basketball players?
Oh yeah.
Shriya Menon.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah. So now that we've given you this marvelous intro,
I know I have to live up to it now.
you do. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself. Like, what's your major? What brought you to UMBC? And like, how you have these wonderful, gorgeous features. No, that might like, oh yeah, well I use this eyeliner. No, but tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Should I look at this camera?
You can.
Okay, so hi, my name is Shriya Menon, and I'm currently a junior at here at UMBC, and I am majoring in financial economics with a minor in entrepreneurship and a certification in accounting management or management accounting, whichever way it goes. And I'm a part of a couple things at school, but I think one thing that's notable is I'm a part of SGA and I love it. The absolute most.
You know, and in real time, let me correct myself because I said Shriya Menon, but it's not. It's Menon, Shriya Menon. You know what? And and we're going to talk about it, right? I now have a Nigerian second last name, and the way that people eat that up, honey, it's Okoko-ni, right? That's not so hard to say. But I feel now like this hypersensitivity.
Right.
And so that's like really important, you know? And so usually I should have done a better job. I should have said, help me to make sure that I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. I just took for granted, you know, with my like English orientation, my American English orientation to, you know, say it. So I want to acknowledge like that from here on out, we're going to call you Mrs. or Miss Menon. Menon.
Wow.
No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know, but I want to acknowledge and honor your beautiful last name because it's important. Okay. So here on the pod, we have what's called a career controversy. Do you think that the traditional education system is overrated when it comes to becoming a successful entrepreneur, especially considering that many iconic entrepreneurs are college dropouts? What say you?
This is hard because I feel like I'm like smack in the middle. I think that being a student in entrepreneurship has allowed me to learn so many things from so many people. I think it allows you to expand your network in ways that you couldn't if you weren't a traditional student.
Okay.
But in entrepreneurship, one of the things that is so unique about the field is that you don't need a degree to be an entrepreneur. You don't need to have certain skills to be an entrepreneur in any kind of segment. Like if I wanted to wake up tomorrow and like own an aquarium, I could do it. I don't need a degree in biology or marine biology to be able to do it. It just takes a will, a passion, and determination to be able to make it happen, and some common sense. So
what side are you
really, I'm in the middle. I think I want to say for credibility and for networking, the old-fashioned traditional way, yes. But as a fellow entrepreneur and the way I've seen people grow into the entrepreneur roles, doing things that don't require any school and the success that they've gotten, I would say you don't need a traditional. And I think it is overrated because everything that you see in school, you can find a book. And in every single like networking spot, there's a nearby cafe or a different like area where you can find another person and be their friend and learn as much as you do in the classroom. So yeah, I think I'd say it's overrated, but it's helpful.
So now you're doing all the things on campus, and we're going to really get into it on this episode. You talked about SGA just now, but you are also the president of the Entrepreneurship Club. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Tell me about that. Like, how did that come to be? So wait, first, what's your role in SGA? And then how did you come to being the president of the Entrepreneurship Club?
Yeah, so in SGA currently, I just finished up my term as the finance board chair. Pretty much we like manage the money that clubs and organizations use to be able to fund their events on campus.
Okay.
We basically fund campus initiatives. It's a great job. I love my job so much, and I get to watch all of these events like ASA and SASA and like all of these like amazing cultural orgs and other orgs of that be able to have fun and hone in on their hobbies and culture. But now I'm wrapping up that term and I'm going into a new term where I'll be the executive vice president of SGA.
Okay.
So I'm really excited. Yeah. And entrepreneurship. So it's called the Entrepreneurship Club within the UMBC community, but actually we're the entrepreneurs at UMBC. It's kind of like a hub to be able to allow all kinds of levels of entrepreneurship to be able to come in and learn a little bit from someone else. Because one of the ways that entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs grow is through collaboration and innovation. And those are the things that we want to kind of stem from within the club. My role is the president. Actually, the club has been dormant for quite a while. It's been a club that's been kind of like heard about. It's like in the background, but no one ever really took the initiative to pick it up. And when I joined the entrepreneurship minor, I wasn't told about this. And I was like, you know what? Like, I want to make that difference because I've seen how entrepreneurship can change so many lives and how like it just takes like a couple of people to kickstart something to make a difference for someone else. So I decided to pick it up and I found a really great team. And now we just held our first event, the first event since like 2021.
What was it?
It was called the Asian Voices and Venture event.
Okay.
It was to honor and spotlight Asian voices in entrepreneurship of all different levels. So some
Asian, say it for me again.
Asian venture, Asian voices and venture.
Asian Voices and Venture. Okay, because that's a mouthful. I was like,
it is.
And you said it so smoothly. I was like, what?
I've advertised it so much. Like the amount of marketing me and my team did is like insane to try and get this event to be a success. And it was.
Okay.
We had over 50 people come out.
Okay.
And it was a great thing to see like our community grow bigger just in one event and also to allow like those speakers that came in to have their moment to like shine.
And so, okay, so now go back to telling me what the event was about.
So the event was basically to spotlight different voices of Asian descent in venture.
Okay.
And actually, what's really funny is my mom was there. She owns a pen store. She owns a company called Pen Boutique. She sells writing instruments, and she's been doing it for like 20 years. We just celebrated our 20-year anniversary like a couple months ago. And entrepreneurs like her and them of that source, he had a couple of UMBC alumni. They came out and they just spoke about their journeys, spoke about what they wish they improved upon, what they want to tell and give advice to upon like their experiences, and just allow like networking and collaboration amongst entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs. Because as I said before, like entrepreneurship is something that is an ever evolving field. And ideas really spark through like knowledge spillovers and like being able to be exposed to like different kinds of people and experiences.
Like UMBC students, y'all put me in awe. And I was not as strategic or as poised as the students that I'm getting to engage with on this podcast. Like over and over again, you're illuminating for me, had I had my undergraduate years to do again, like I would have learned so much from this podcast. And so I'm just like in awe. Like, did you intentionally say, okay, because this is like something in an industry that I want to be in, I'm going to strategically put myself in this role? Or like, was that intentional, or did you just fall into it or engage with it organically because that's just your interest?
Right. So I think my path to it's a little bit unique.
Okay.
I'm someone who's always been like very much of a planner, and I think I've taken that very seriously in terms of like my future. I'm someone who kind of like envisions myself being a certain person like 20 years down the line, and then I like to work backwards. And something that I like to do is just imagine myself in these positions. I'm like, okay, when I go to college, like I want to involve myself in these clubs. I want to do this. I want to make sure that I'm exposing myself to different opportunities within the field so I can gain experiences so I can be a better candidate out in the field. And I think I didn't really have like a certain like, oh, like I want to be the president of the entrepreneur. Like it wasn't like that. It was more like I wanted to involve myself in parts of the community where I knew I would be able to take those experiences and shine when I step out of the campus. And that's where I found myself realizing that while I wanted to step into these roles, there was no role to step in. So the entrepreneurship club I realized was vacant and it needed improvements. So not only did it allow me to kind of step into the role that I wanted to step into, but also allowed me to gain tons of different experiences and life lessons that allowed me to essentially not only be able to get into the role that I desired to be a part of the club, but also gain leadership and then eventually becoming the entrepreneurship president. Other things like the investing and trading club, that was also dormant. And me and a friend of mine, we picked it up. And now I'm going to be the president of it next semester. So there's just like different experiences that I had imagined and envisioned myself being a part of, but things that I had to step into, certain roles I had to step into and I'm now flourishing in because, well, it came along with my interests and willing to be a part of it.
Blown away. 2 questions. First question, right? I feel like this is like, what's the game? Charades, where it's like 2 words. First word. But 2 questions. And the first question of the 2 that are in my mind now, take me back to high school senior graduating Shriya, incoming first year student. What was your planning process like, or what was your thought process like when you were saying, okay, I'm majoring in this. You hadn't picked a minor yet, but you're like, I'm majoring in this. And these are the experiences or exposures. Like, what was that like? Did you have like a book? Did you write it down? Did you draw it? Like, were you dreaming? And then you like put a thing on the ceiling? Like, what did that planning process look like tangibly for you?
So the planning process for me was interesting. So just a little bit background of me in high school. I wasn't as involved of a student as I am now.
Okay.
And when I saw the results of the student I'd been when my college acceptances came in and I saw like maybe a handful, I was like, okay, so this is not the person I imagined myself being. I imagined myself being someone who's able to obtain so much more. And I know that I am, and I know my opportunities and my ability. Okay. So I was like, let me put into perspective to the person who I want to be, who I want to become, and see where I am now and how I can scale that for my future.
Okay. That is a lot for a first year traditional student, right? Because you came straight from high school, yes. Right? So you were at like 17, 18?
Yeah.
That's 18. A lot for an 18-year-old to where I want to be. Okay, so keep telling us. Keep telling us.
So when I was deciding like, oh, what is it that I want to become? I was like, what are the paths I need to correct and what are the paths I need to extend? So I was like, I need to be a better student overall. I need to involve myself more in my community. I need to be more active within my community, and I need to just try harder overall and reach out to those who can help me. So when I was choosing UMBC, I didn't really know how much I loved the school at the time, but it was convenient. It was close to home. I could help my mom part-time with her business. One of my endeavors in the future is to take over my mother's company. And I was like, this is perfect. Like, I can be nearby the house. I can still work there part-time, grow with the company, but also like grow as a student myself. So I took the opportunity to be a part of UMBC, and I didn't realize until like I started going here that I actually loved the environment, and I actually ended up picking the right school. They say everything happens for a reason. That's what my dad said. And it truly did happen for a reason, because the amount of opportunity that I found here on this campus was just amazing. The amount of things that I'm a part of, the amount of opportunities that I've received, even down to the professors that I've interacted with and the other students, like you truly gain so much from every single person that you meet entering into the room. And I think by meeting every single one of those people, being a part of every single one of those experiences I've been a part of so far, involving myself in those groups and allowing myself to pivot my plan as I've grown with the campus and with my like ideas, I think that in itself really allowed me to envision who I wanted to become and allow me to continue moving towards that path down the road.
So now question 2 of the 2 questions that came to mind is like, now we've got SGA and we've got entrepreneurs at UMBC, aka the Entrepreneurship Club, and now you have next semester, right? Or as you're stepping into that next role, what is it?
The Investing and Trading Club.
The Investing and Trading Club. And you're a student, right? Like you have classes, you just took a final, right? How then do we, in 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week, how do you structure and organize that?
I think there's two things that I do. So one thing is I celebrate every little win.
Okay.
I think that every little win, whether it's a grade, it's a position, it's just like having a really good day at school and feeling really good. I think each one of those things, no matter how big or small, deserves a celebration. And because you celebrate those little moments, you enjoy the big ones even more. And it allows you to continue moving through your journey despite even the flaws that might be a part of it, regardless, because you know that there is more good than bad with every single thing that you do. And one thing that I've really taken away from like my experiences is that like when you are experiencing something, maybe you do better, but there'll never be a moment where you will do worse. Another thing is just like I am a very organized person. I have a Google Calendar where I put like every single thing. Like it is unhealthy. I actually make my friends like put in like times they want to see me. I'm like, into the GCal, please. My friends understand that I'm just a super busy person. It allows me to just like keep track of all the different things I'm doing. It's even color coded to like the different clubs that I'm a part of, the different classes I'm in, down to like my friends, like they have their own color too. Like I'm super organized when it comes to my schedules.
Then when is your planning day, or when is your planning period? Like when do you sit down and analyze your calendar? I'm asking for a friend, and my friend is me. Okay. So how do you do that? How do you say, okay, now this is how I'm going to administrate my week or my month or my quarter, my semester? Like when do you do that?
Right. So for me, it's a little bit of a unique situation because I'm constantly moving. I'm constantly doing one thing. So it feels like my to-do list is always refilling itself. But whenever I have a free time to like glance, normally it's like on Sundays, which is like the restart of the week. I look at my schedule and I'm like, okay, what do I have to do? What is due at the end of the week? What meetings do I need to be a part of this week? And what do I need to prepare in advance? I think preparing in advance is so important. Like people tell you, oh, like just be sure to like do this ahead of time. Like don't wait, don't procrastinate. Genuinely take those words seriously, because by not procrastinating and just doing all my planning at the beginning of the week has allowed me to understand my week better and understand how to navigate it better. And obviously prioritizing the things that maybe are worth more for my grade, or meetings that are really important, like giving myself the extra hour before to make sure there's nothing on my schedule so I can like focus on that meeting. Just doing things to allow myself to have a better day every single day.
I tell you, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a catchphrase. I don't know if it's like prepared, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I don't know. I want to give you some cool like title. I'm gonna have to keep thinking about that. But while I'm thinking, or while we're thinking about it, I want to, and truthfully, right? Like, because you said it, and I don't know if it felt like you said it with such ease. Like, your mom has a specialty pen business, but she's like the top salesperson for pens in like North America.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that a person who rises to that, right, like notoriety, that title, that they have to have a lot of influence on the way that you are prepared. I want to ask you, like, what has been your mother's, like her journey, how that has influenced you as a person, you know, and like how you approach things, and then two, even your own interests for entrepreneurship.
Right. So I think my mother being an entrepreneur, I think anyone who has like a family business or is a part of a family business, who has parents who are entrepreneurs, can attest to this, but it is just constantly in your life,
Okay.
whether you like it or not. And I know that sounds more like a negative connotation, but I swear it's not. It's just that it is always around you, whether you are asking for it or you don't want to be around it. And I think growing up around that environment has allowed me to see and allowed me to understand entrepreneurship firsthand, without even being an entrepreneur. It's allowed me to see the struggles of being an entrepreneur. It's allowed me to see the gains of being an entrepreneur. And I even got to watch my mom and her company grow while I was growing up. So fun fact, me and my mom's company are actually twins. We are about like 9 months apart. So I genuinely grew up with the company, with the employees. I've learned or taken away more good things than I have of negative things, because all the negative things are just things that I'd want to fix or things that I'd want to rope into the company and make better.
I'm going to jump way out on a limb because I feel like you've got it in your mind and you probably know this like the back of your hand, but I could be wrong. How many thousands of dollars in pen sales have you done?
Oh my gosh, me?
I know it's got to be in the thousands.
It's in the thousands, absolutely. I've a single pen alone could be about $2,000.
Wow. Well, what's the most expensive pen that you've ever sold?
Most expensive pen that I've sold? A $5,000 pen. Yes. Or it was about $5,000. I don't know what it is now, but it was an ST DuPont. It was in outer space. Those are limited edition high-end pens. They're about like 4,000 to 6,000.
I hope that the camera is picking this up because I am over here gobsmacked.
They get expensive. They get expensive. Trust me, I was like, wow, when the guy wanted it. I was like, you want that? I was like, are you sure? I was like, are you going to use it? He was like, yeah, I use it every day. I'm like, okay.
I was wondering, do you feel like an employee or do you feel like a partner?
No, I do not feel like an employee. I don't even think I feel like a partner. I don't think there's like a word for it. It's like you're just smack in the middle between the two.
You're like a daughter employee. How do you mix that together? Daughter employee. But do you know what I mean?
Just
like
do a lot more without getting paid for it, I think.
Yeah, it's like
but
really a
out of
part
will,
of
because you want it. Yeah, it's like a party. It's like family. It's like helping family essentially, but it's like
a daughter employee.
Yeah, daughter employee. I think that's perfect.
So now you're in the discipline of business. Like, how has it deepened your love for and even like expanded your knowledge around it?
I think it's really like deepened my curiosity.
Okay.
I think that's something with entrepreneurship when you're not like doing the discipline of it is that you don't really understand, like, I guess like mathematically or statistically how things work behind the scenes. These classes allowed me to see there are causes and effects for certain things. And how certain things that I didn't think were necessary to improve, like let's say like public speaking or like making a business proposal plan. I never thought of any of those things or improving any of those things or understanding any of those things until I took a discipline class.
Okay.
And I think taking those classes allowed me to see where we can improve in the business. I think just taking a simple like entrepreneurship 101 like taught me like, oh, maybe we should implement this because this could help out like the company, or this could help us generate more profits, or this might help us structure something a little bit better. I think that being a part of these classes has allowed me to get more curious about what we can improve in the company, but also allowed me to get even more excited about owning a company and being a part of my mom's business, because now I can implement these ideas into something literally.
So tell me something that from your coursework you have implemented in your mom's business or the family business.
There's a lot of things. I think something that I've implemented is genuinely just like making a business proposal.
Okay.
My mom had one, but it was a little bit dated. Okay. And I think that when you're expanding and you're moving into this new era that we're moving into where digital tech is becoming such a prominent thing, it really does clash with like writing and pens and instruments that you use to be able to handwrite. And I think that because of that, you need to restructure the way you go about the company.
Talk about it. Let me just emphasize, just today, I had our resident resident Gen Zer, aka Judson, our audio visual and editing all things podcast, asked me to help him write something in cursive. And I'm not trying to, put him out there, but he was like, I can read cursive, but I never really practiced writing it. And I was like, you can read cursive.
You can't write it?
Not even that, but that handwriting, because of the digital world that we are in, he illuminated for me, something. And he was like, and he is willing to step out there and say that folks who are maybe 2 or 3 years behind him in, like, years or what have you, that they may not even be able to read cursive.
Right.
And so this is just what you just said to me about the future of your mother's business and rewriting a proposal and being innovative, right? And adjusting in real time, because these are realities. Like, it's not, Judson is brilliant. So it's not that it's like a deficiency, but it's just a reality that we are in a typing, kind of space. And so what you're saying, I'm just bringing credibility to your youthful lens, being able to think about the future of your mother's business, given what you're experiencing, in life. I think that's amazing. I also know a little bit about what you have going on this upcoming summer. And if I could give you a round of applause, I just want to set it up for the people. Tell us where you are going to be interning this summer.
So I will be interning at Goldman Sachs in New York City.
How did this come about?
Lots of hire views, lots of interviews, lots and lots of that.
Was this like vision board, like Goldman Sachs? Was it on your vision board? Like, did you just like say, I am the Goldman Sachs intern for summer 2025 and walk through? Or like, was there like, choice A, choice B, choice C? Like, how did that look for you?
So the intern process, for anyone that is a finance major, knows that it is so intense. It's like applying to colleges all over again. Your sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Okay.
It's just a constant fight and battle to get even one internship offer back.
Okay.
And I applied to over like 30 companies. Like I cannot even count how many. I stopped using my spreadsheet because it was just beyond me. And it was a tough process, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to get responses back. This was after like lots of interviews, lots of hire views. And if anyone knows what hire view is, it is like everyone's worst nightmare, because it's like
what is it?
It's like a digital interviewer.
Okay.
It's like an AI interviewer, and it like analyzes your body language and like what you say, and it like cuts you off like if you don't finish within a certain amount of time. It's scary. It's very scary
and awkward, I would imagine too.
Yes,
because it doesn't feel natural.
It's not. You're like just staring at your like screen, and you're just like talking to it and like trying to sound passionate. And you're like, you're just looking at yourself. You're like, oh gosh. But just a lot of that. And I remember seeing.
So was Goldman Sachs? You applied to over 30.
I did.
Was Goldman Sachs like your top choice, or did you have like a top 3?
I don't think I had a top choice. I think it was just like whatever will take me, like I'll go. Like I was like, because it's just so difficult. And I mean, I had a couple of other opportunities already, and I was like, I saw Goldman, I was like, hey, okay, like I'll apply. But like, I know that Goldman's really hard and super prestigious, but I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna imagine that, maybe it works out for me, and I know what I'm capable of, so I'm gonna apply for it. So I applied for it. I went through the interview process. I know every time that I received like, an update, and we'd like you to do this, we'd like you to do that, I was like, wow, I made it here. Like, wow, like they still want to talk to me. And I know eventually, like I got that like super day, like interview. And if you don't know what super day is, it's like you get mass interviewed by like people. I got interviewed, I think it was like 5 different interviews in like one day, like back to back to back.
Was it virtual, or did you have to go to New York?
It was virtual.
Okay.
Because that would have been a lot. But I would have done it. But it was just back to back interviews. And I remember like getting that final acceptance, and I was like, oh my God. I didn't even look at my other applications. I was like, yes, this one. Because I've always imagined myself living in the city. I've always wanted to work in the city. I envision myself as a city girl. And like working at Goldman Sachs, especially in the field I want to work in, which is private management and like financial advising. I was like, I couldn't ask for anything better. So I just closed my eyes and I clicked accept.
And you know what? I love this. I mean, you like... I'm shocked though. I'm shocked that you didn't like the way that you have told me how strategic you've been throughout all the other decisions, that you just kind of like threw this one out there. Like, I'm just going to see if it sticks. And it did, and that really speaks to, I think, excellent preparation through all. Do you know what I mean? Like, and throughout.
Right.
It's like that, for example, I don't know if you're a sprinter and your regular event is the 100. I could just throw you in for another event, right? Like the
Right.
200, it's a little bit longer, it's a little bit different, but because of your conditioning, you would not perform horribly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it seems like that's what, even though this may not have been something that you like stamped on your vision board, you were like, I love New York. I always wanted to be there. This is the industry that I want to work for. I'm going to pull my documents together and I'm going to take the step. And you kept taking the steps. Like that to me is just like beautiful. Now, here's what else is beautiful about that is that when I think about personal finance management, like Goldman Sachs, I don't think like young woman of color. How are you like ready to like show like your pizzazz when you go in there this summer? Like, do you feel like you have something to prove, or do you feel like you're gonna come in just unassuming and then blow them all away? Like, what's your strategy?
So I think one thing is that I'm someone who's very like, if I envision something, I can make it happen. So I honestly think that that's why I got the internship I got, because people talk about manifesting, and I truly do manifest like everything that I have. I don't care if anyone thinks that's a joke, like it genuinely works. And by manifesting, you already know your worth essentially. And so even before stepping into Goldman Sachs, like I know what I'm worth. Like I know that when I walk in there, I'm in there because they saw something in me, and that they know that they can get it out of me to be the best person I can be in that role. And something that I think I can bring that's unique is just being myself and being a woman of color in that field, especially in a role like Goldman Sachs. It's an opportunity to show that women like me and women of color and any kind of diversity, we all are meant to be in those spaces because we work that hard and just are that intelligent and deserve to be in those spots because people see our worth.
I love that.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm representing so many young women of my descent that it's important for me to show not only for myself and to prove myself, but to prove all of us. And I think that's what's allowing me to hold my head high when I go there is I know my worth and I know who I'm supporting, and I'm there to make everyone proud, especially my parents. So I have a lot on my shoulders.
Listen, if you pursue this internship and do like anything else that you're doing in your life, I know you're gonna just like knock it
Thank you.
right out of the park. How does your internal mentor, right, Shriya's internal mentor, how do you build yourself up to go and have that conversation with the professor, or to talk to the person, whoever it would be, about let's bring back this club or organization, like to be able to do things that where, it's nobody saying, okay, Shriya, this is the next thing you should do.
Right.
Like, how does your internal mentor, does Shriya build herself up to be able to do those things?
I think that's a really good question actually, because sometimes like just thinking about it, like I don't even know how. I think the number one thing is that I just put myself in situations. Like I don't think about like, oh, what will happen? No, I just put myself in the situation and then figure out what I'm supposed to do. Because I think when you jump in 10 toes deep, it's like you got to find a way to swim out of it. That's it.
Do it scared.
Exactly.
I've heard that before.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think by doing that, I've put myself in so many situations and experienced so many unique outcomes that it's just allowed me to get more and more comfortable with taking those. And in finance, you gotta take risks. That's the whole thing.
Right,
That's what makes the money.
Fail fast and fail often.
Yes.
I've heard that in the entrepreneur space. Okay, so tell me now, if you were gonna give a first year student like a little tidbit of advice from the Shriya, like short in stature, but you're like huge in personality. Like, what would be that tidbit that you would want to offer them, that first year student who is either, interested in entrepreneurship, interested in business, or just in general, like who wants to map out and be successful over their career journey?
Allow yourself to dream. Like, do not hold back in your own reality because you make your reality. I think that's like, it goes along with my first thing. I did not know I would be here going to Goldman, like being
Mm,
a good student, like having all these connections, experiencing opportunities. I would have never been able to experience those if I didn't already imagine myself in those positions.
mhm,
And using your resources
mhm,
wherever you are, jump into any opportunity you can get. Like, even if you think it's a lot to handle, you can handle it. There's
mhm,
24 hours in a day, there's 7 days a week. You can figure out time for it. Absolutely. So never say no to something.
mm,
Just do it.
mm. You know what? If I were the person who was in charge of naming the episodes, which I'm not always, I would definitely call this like entrepreneurship, building the dream. And I say that because throughout the entire time that I've gotten the opportunity to know you, I'm seeing you, one, right? Entrepreneurship, when I think about it, it's like very brazen. It's like a trailblazer,
It is.
right?
Absolutely.
And you, one, are have the tenacity, right, to be a trailblazer. But second, you're intentional around how you are blazing that trail. It's like, okay, if a GPS, right, like where I want to end up. Okay, now if I step on this side and then if I step this way, right, and it's like you have bit by bit, I'm sure that there have been some bumps and some illuminations that have happened along the way, but you are becoming the person that you imagined from the beginning. And this
Mhm.
is like, I'm just listening to you step out. Like you're saying, this is the kind of woman, this is the kind of person, this is the kind of professional, this is the kind of whatever that I can see myself being proud of in the future. And so I'm going to be intentional today about planning for tomorrow and then being intentional to deliver tomorrow what I plan today and doing it over and over and over, and it's working for you.
You couldn't have said it better. That's like exactly
So
it.
ambitious. Okay, two things and we're out. Okay, first, I want you to reflect on your journey, right? Like let's say your collegiate journey up until this point. What's one of the most pivotal moments, right, that affirmed where you were like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, was there a something, a day, a role, an experience where it was just like, I was right? This like gold, like when you walk into Goldman Sachs for the first time or whatever it is, like it's like this is it. Have you had any of those moments?
I've had two. I
Okay.
think one of them's for entrepreneurship and one of them's for my path in finance. I think for finance, I think that click essentially happened for me with one of my colleagues. His
Okay.
name is George. He's amazing. He actually was a former president of the Investing and Trading Club.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him in finance boards. So we had a lot of similar interests. He was actually my vice chair. And we got along really well. I remember talking to him. He was like, "Oh, like I had this amazing opportunity at so and so firm and I did this." And I was like, "What is that? What is that?" And then he explained to me what it was. And he was like, "Oh, it's like wealth management. It's a
Mm.
sector in wealth management, it's this and that." And I was like, "Why does that align so perfectly with what I want to do?" Because up until this point, and if anyone tells you in finance, it's like the sooner you know what you want to do, the better. Until
Mm.
then, you're kind of lost and you don't really know what you want to do. And it takes a lot of experience and learning to understand what you want to do. But it just landed in my lap because somebody just told me a little bit what they did. I did some research, like this is exactly what I want to do. Client facing, it deals with finance and helping people at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one, and now I have so much more passion and fuel behind like what I'm doing now because I know where I want to end up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for entrepreneurship, um, working a part of my mom's store,
Mm-hmm.
every single customer that comes in, like it's not just like one moment, it's every time a customer steps in and I get to work with them, I like feel my passion.
Mm.
I'm always enabling somebody. I'm always getting somebody to get into fountain pens. Like I am teaching myself as I'm teaching them. And I'm like, I love what I'm doing. Like this is something I could do over and over and over again, like for a
Mm-hmm.
million years. And I think that was like my initial spark to like, I really do want to own my own company one day, or I want to take over my mom's. And I want to continue this passion, this love for writing. Cause one thing they don't tell you about writing, at least writing now, is that typing, everyone types the same. We all type in 12 size Roman font. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing all around. There's no personality, there's no like uniqueness. But when you write with a pen, your handwriting shows through. Maybe you like colors in your ink.
Mm-hmm.
You like sparkles. You get to see all of that. Maybe you like a certain kind of paper. Maybe you write with a finer nib or a broader nib. It's basically you in writing. It has
Mm-hmm.
personality. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's something I want to take with me, and I want to contribute into our society later on whenever I own my mom's company. It's like bringing that back.
Yeah.
So,
That's
those
awesome.
two.
I love that. Well, thank you for spending time with us. I love all the information that you shared. And I think not to kind of like overshadow, because I've already said it, but I really do want to encourage you for this summer, for your journey in New York, right? Like, because you always envision yourself being there. You love it. You said, I want to live in this city. I'm a city girl. Really, you have encouraged me, actually, just to be more strategic and more intentional. And I think that those are the two things that, if anyone takes anything from this episode, that
Absolutely.
you can line it up.
Absolutely.
And then you can knock those dominoes down.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Peace out.
Bye. Thank you for having me.